Okay, so continuing with the color picker, I've made a few changes. You can now scale the color picker. You can scale the color picker down. It's kind of weird looking. I think that's like a Raylib. I don't know if there's any way to fix that, but um, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Um, Now, mostly I think everything I wanted to fix is like mostly done at this point. Um, but I think it's like possibly just because of all the Raylib calls. There's like the CPU usage for this is like kind of higher than what I would like it to be. Um, so before I go and like instrument anything, I'm going to just poke around in a few places where I know we could be doing better. So for instance, when we're drawing this output here, I have to like begin shader mode and shader mode like a bunch of different times and send a bunch of stuff over and over again. I think what I want to do is just change the shader um, so that we just draw each of these three areas in one go, and then draw the overlay after that using the Raylib stuff. Now I probably will move the borders as well to the shader and the rounded edges. So let's start with that. Um, First, what I need to do is I just need to see how these values are just getting used. So okay, so here we scale this rectangle. I don't think we actually use this for anything else. That's right. So um, first of all, let's do this here. We don't need this extra result. Um, and probably the same thing again for this HS2. So and then what I want to do is draw these rectangles just so we can see what it's looking like. After, well, I've done it twice now, so it's not going to work. Oops, missed a comma. So now what I want to do is after I just draw these, I want to draw this rectangle. Um, so interestingly, we zoom in, the Raylib rectangle just gets drawn outside of that for some reason, which is really weird. Um, but anyways, so probably that's going to be fixed. It's going to be like slightly more shrunken afterwards, um, but what that means is that if we draw this as well, I want to draw this this rectangle TR. I'll do it in dark green just to see what's going on here. I don't know what it's called. So that would be the full area of this texture, as far as I'm aware. It's relevant. It shouldn't be getting drawn outside of. Now there's some like weird stuff going on that we have to do extra work here to draw this and mask off areas that shouldn't be drawn. So what that means though is that we can pass in some values to the shader. Feel like the height of these sliders should be exactly the same as this, so we're gonna fix that. As well while we're doing this. So what we're gonna do instead here is we're gonna do there's some like bunch of stuff that's going on here, but we'll deal with that after. We're gonna take this begin shader mode and end shader mode and all of this. Yeah, we're gonna take all of this up to here. And we're going to have to modify the shader. So we're gonna open the HSV lerp whatever delo here. And we're gonna modify this a little bit here. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna use this for this other mode as well. But so first we're gonna start off with this. So I'm gonna have a uniform. We're still gonna need this mode. We're gonna need a uniform int, and we're gonna assume we're gonna know the regions actually, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna uniform int mode, and we're gonna do. We do need another int, color mode, and then we're gonna need two colors. So that we know what to lerp between. This offset we're no longer gonna include. And this size we are also not really needing, I don't think. GL fragment coordinate over the size. This should already be a value from 0 to 1. Or is it in pixels? Oh no, you know what? It's in pixels, this GL fragment coordinate. Yeah, so we don't need the offset, but we do need the size. This is now in 0 to 1. Now I wonder do we want to we're going to keep this and we're going to do uniform vec to regions, and it's going to be up to 4 regions, and we're going to decide based on the color mode. So we're going to also open the util.c. So let's just specify these explicitly. You don't actually have to specify all of these, so that's okay. We'll just do that. And this is going to be the, close this. This shader mode actually, we don't need anymore. So we're going to have 4 regions, we're going to have 2 colors, and we're going to have a size. And potentially we'll decide what to do with this size. I think we'll probably... probably we can pass in pixels for the regions. So we're going to do this. We're going to switch on the color mode now instead. Let's just comment out this section of code for now. Possibly we don't need to do this except for in... Yeah, we're gonna not do that except for in the HSV mode. We'll deal with that in a second. Now, I don't know where I want to do this. Let's just do it right here for now. If position.x greater than actually no, we're gonna do it this way. In rounded region. It's going to take a few values. It's going to take a float radius. I need to probably specify these radius values and stuff after. Actually, that's going to be a uniform. This is going to take in a vector 2 position and a vector 2 x bounds, and we're going to return the only problem is the is for the border part. That's where it's going to be a little bit annoying. So for now, we're going to just not worry about that, but I'll get to that in a second. So we're gonna return for now. I'm gonna start with that. Um, regions. So region 0 is going to be the leftmost thingy. Region 1 will be this middle one, and then region 3, or region 2, I mean, will be the middle one, and then else. Here we're going to come down here, and we're going to grab this, and we're going to do this. That's fine. And then in here, so in this else region, we're going to do color dot y is equal to 0. So the value will just be 0. Actually, just start that out as a 0 vector. And the rest of this should just work out, as far as I'm aware. Oh, but we don't want to, yeah, we don't want to mess with the color dot w value. Okay, so if we're in the surrounded region, we are doing mode H. Color 0, color 1. It's correct. And we're going to do the same for this second region. And then for the other region, we're going to do the other thing. We're going to do this. Probably this is too long to go on a single line. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, we're going to delete this. Now we're just going to ignore that mode. This mode looks fine. just maybe call this colors. Oops. Okay, so we got that going. Now the only problem might be that this color needs to be different. Yeah, so here we were doing a lerp between hue values in the thinger. Um, isn't quite going to give us what we want just yet. So really, this is just going to be like kind of specialized shader anyways, so we can do this our own way. The only problem is how do we determine the bounds for this one? Without it being specified. So let me think. Let me think. Let's just start by doing this and then we'll modify it. I just want to get this one. Let's just get this drawing properly first and then we will think about it. Okay, so here we have some different values now. We've got color mode ID, colors ID, regions ID, and size ID. That's fine. I don't know what this was supposed to line up with. It's like nothing to me, so I don't know. So down here, when we're reading in these values, we're going to change this up. So this is going to be color mode ID, colors ID, size ID, regions ID. Okay, so that's looking good. We'll have that now, and then we want to get all of this, which looks fine. Here we're gonna set some different values. We're gonna do um, I'm not actually setting the mode anymore. So we're gonna do color mode ID. The size is still gonna be this. The colors can be slightly different. I have to look at that code. And the what's the other thing here? The regions. We're setting 3 regions here. So let's do that. So these are vec2s, not vec4s. These regions are going to be so what do we got here? We've got hs1.x.position.x, hs1.position.x plus hs1.size 2 and then sv. So that's going to be that one. That's good. Be the same thing. So for the colors, we are going to do need to if zero out some of this. That's fine. delete that code. We're going to go into do vertical slider. So we're just casting. That works fine. And we're going to get rid of some of this stuff. And we'll leave the rest of this for now. Bottom color, top color was like this opposite HSV whatever thing. So I mean, this stuff can kind of be done first. Just move this above the do shader code for now. But this HSV value is going to be wrong. Here, let's just pass this in to begin with, and then we've already got them. Let's just pass those in directly. Okay, so we're just going to leave this. Besides this, it's getting too long to read. Same with this one. Let's see what happened there. Raylib is weird, being weird here, so we're gonna. Oh, right, this is kind of an annoying thing. That's kind of my bad. Yeah. Oh, right. It's annoying. Um, didn't need that actually. Never mind. That should just still work. Gen Inks not found. Why is Gen Inks not found? Why is Gen Inks not built linking? I'm not sure why that's suddenly broken, because that should just work, but it's just figure that out after. Um, so let's go back into the color picker. So everything's totally black. Interesting. Besides our regions. So let's take a look at the shader. That's going to be really annoying. Do it this way. Just comment out this stuff for now. Also just check the shader thing to make sure it looks correct. It does, so that's fine. Let's do color equals um honestly, this should be the y portion. The yeah, never mind. So position.y, this is gonna just be red. This is gonna be hue. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try this for now. Let's just leave the rest of these. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I should figure out how to, I should fix that. I don't want to fix it right now. Not even getting that color, actually. That's interesting. Let's open up render doc. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do that in here. Okay, so we're gonna launch that. Blah, blah, blah. Gonna attach, do a capture. So what we want to do is look in this color pass. Here. Use program, no resource. Most likely I could have just made a typo in the shader. Yeah, I did. Good. I really need to fix this. That's annoying. Annoying build script things. Okay, so at least now we're getting not just black everywhere because the shader's loaded. So let's take a look at that one in RenderDoc. Okay, so color pass 1. Somewhere here we're gonna have this use program. This 47 should be our shader. Less the things, so that's fine. Let's take a look at the pipeline state when we get to that. Wait. Where was that? Here, this draw element 6. This is where it should be. Well, I would explain why we're just getting 0 if the colors are completely wrong. So let's take a look here. Where is that? That would be this right here. So this Raylib. Use program, like that is just nastiness. If you want to know why you're using way more CPU than you're expecting, just look to that nonsense. In any case, it looks like this should be like one of the colors. That's not what got loaded in here. Now these regions actually do look quite reasonable, so yeah, those regions look fine. So let's this is where the shader hover loading would have been better to have, but I don't have that, so that's okay. let's go in here and tweak this with the change I was gonna do, which is just color it's equal to vec4 position.y 1 1 1. That should be this first one. I'm gonna see if this works. That doesn't work. Interesting. Position.y should have been normalized. Right, so this x bounds, I was supposed to normalize this one as well. Oops. Okay, so actually that's like not completely broken yet. Let's get rid of like some of those. It's not exactly what it's supposed to be, but it's not completely wrong. So that was up here. We're gonna get rid of this red rectangle. It's kind of wrong. We'll hop in the shader and see what we can see. This is like, this region's not correct. Oh, it's because that offset. Why did that need an offset? What was the offset before? To actually look at what the offset was. Right. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oops, we want to open the shader. So that offset actually is correct. Possibly that's needed for all of these. What am I looking at here? The wrong thing. Wrong code. So here we're gonna do comment this out. This is kind of annoying then. We have to like normalize all of those regions first. Maybe not the best way, but I'm gonna do it for now. I really don't want to do this because this is like, I don't even know if it's actually worse, to be honest. But it is ugly, so I won't do it. Okay, so here we need to do minus I think it's this. It should just be minus let's just do this for now. It's still getting like clipped though. That's really weird. Why is that getting clipped? Is the value here that's getting passed, this rectangle that we passed in, is probably not correct. What I passed in is just this exact texture thing. I need to look at what that clip region is, to be honest. We're going to look at that in RenderDoc. It's going to be much easier to see what's going on there. So let's go here to this draw elements 6. Apparently that's just exactly weird. Pipeline state fragment is not here. Where are we? Am I like doing something completely weird? Like, why are those all zeros? Colors. Looks correct to me. And then we're setting those values properly as far as I'm aware. Not. I mean, that shouldn't make, maybe that makes sense. I don't know. Okay. Well, we are getting the correct for this one passed in. That's kind of what I was expecting. Except the regions look really weird. I don't know why these regions are like shrinking. So let's not do that normalization until after in the shader. So we're gonna not do this thing first. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to accept this one as being broken for now. Okay, so that gives this region correctly. The colors are obviously wrong, but that's okay. Yeah, this one should be over usize.y as well. Let's do sure. This is going to be position.x minus u regions 2.x position.y divided by u size. Try that one out. It doesn't look right though. It looks like there's something being drawn on top of it, or the hue is the alpha's wrong. Let's fix these other things first though. So first of all, this one, really this doesn't even, this is like gonna be weird, but we're just gonna do some stupid stuff here until I decide to fix it in a second. Wait a minute. Oh, so this should be 1. I don't even know why that. Yeah. No, it is just red. That's like correct for these two sliders. That's how they're just supposed to look. This isn't like the best way of doing this one yet, though. Probably think of something better, except for this. So this thing is not right, though. It's like something overlaid on top of it. It's being weird. So we can fix that and do picker mode and see what's going on there. Wait, if we're doing debug, we're supposed to be loading the shader name. Not trying to build the... Okay, well, I can figure that out after. Okay, so far this first part is like fine, I guess. We need to change some more things in the slider code, but that's okay. We're gonna get rid of this. This is gonna get passed into the shader. Covering all looks fine. Just gonna comment this out to see if this is part of the problem here. Otherwise, the rest of this looks fine. Let's go back to debug mode for now. Fix the shader after. The shader needs to be changed. Yeah, I don't know why that's like, what's going on with this color. It's actually probably a problem in the shader. Should be just using that properly, to be honest. Okay, so that's actually probably a problem here. So what are we doing? So take the hue value. These values need to range from 0 to 1. If we're in that region, this will go from 0 to 1. No, that's not quite right. This needs to be divided by like the width of the region. And not the height of the region. This needs to be divided by the size. That part was correct. It was this other part that wasn't correct. We're gonna do it this way. Oops. Okay, we'll do that. That's probably gonna look more correct now. Yeah, that's looking better, I think. Oh, wait. Why is that? Where is this getting its color from? Okay, we need to think about this colors 0 thing more correctly. I'm just gonna get up and stretch for a second here. It's been like an hour, so I should do that, but be right back. Okay, so for these colors that we're passing in, so really what we want for these colors is we need the actual color, and then for this one only, we need a second color. So maybe it makes more sense to just pass in 3 colors. The first one is like 0 would be the actual color, and then the rest of these would be like lurper colors. So 1 and 2 will be the ones that get lerped. Then 0 is the actual color. I believe this is just allowed in OpenGL. So then we're going to open color picker here, and we're going to do picker mode. Going to come down here, and we're going to do color. Um, yep, that's correct. We're not going to use this anymore. Well, okay, let's just do this. I'll fix. I need to fix these shaders in a second here, but or these functions in a second here. Oops. All right, so that is okay for those, and then we're gonna do 3. Compile yo. Okay, that looks more like how it should look, except this is flipped. How did that even happen? What? What? How did I end up flipping that? That doesn't even make sense. I think it's just I flipped these I think I flipped all of these. From what was here before. Um that was what was here before. No, I wasn't. That doesn't even make sense. How did this all get like flipped? What? It's like completely not what was here before. How am I getting that glitch again? Oh boy, this is some code here. Okay, I'm gonna start fixing the C code then, the C side. Um, because yeah, this part. Wait, it looks right now. Don't even ask me. Okay, so let's start cleaning up the C part of this code before I go and fix the rounded edges and stuff. So do that. Need to go to do vertical slider. we're gonna just start deleting some stuff. So these roundness and border width and all this junk, we're not gonna do anymore. The rest of this we're still gonna do. Okay, so those idexes are fine. Scared of those two right lip calls, that's nice. Now, this, I mean, that all looks correct to me, to be honest. So that part's good. Let's bring this down, dim it down a little bit. That looks fine. Okay, so this code is mostly fine. It's gotta be this other stuff that's like getting weird. So, I need to clean up this probably, presumably. So we do need these here for doing the lerpy lerp lerp. But this is fine. This so all this is correct. This I don't really care about. We are going to also get rid of this. And we're not in like the good mode right now. So none of that matters. We've got these are all being drawn in the shader directly, which is nice. In one go. Now, let's move on to doing the border. So we're gonna have border radius and border thickness. Let's start with just the border radius. Yeah, that's fine. And we're gonna open the have the radius ID. move everything around, break stuff, that's okay. And then we're gonna go down to here and we're gonna do actually, I don't need to do this because it can just be a single floating point value. So it's gonna be set shader uniform value, shader uniform float. And the value is gonna be slider border radius. What's it called? Slider something. Oh, roundness. That's annoying. Wait, so how's that even defined then in Raylib? I have no idea. And then that radius is gonna be in pixels, and we're just gonna call it 3 pixels for now. We'll see how that's actually not enough. Yeah, I don't know how that was defined. I'll have to look. Let's just try 10 pixels. We can play with this value in a second here. Yeah, shouldn't have deleted that. Okay, let's add that for now. This has to take a pointer to the thing, which is really stupid. Okay, so that is that one. So we're gonna have to go in here now and we're gonna say, actually that radius is gonna just be related to the border width. Yeah, so if let me think here. So this should be, well, we should add the radius thing before I forget. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna say, I think we need to know this, the region size. So this x bounds. So let me do this y for now. So y, let's say this is the horizontal boundary. Sorry, my brain is like not working here. So there's basically like a little I still have that installed, my paint or whatever it was called. Okay. So basically what we have is we have some rectangle like this, and we want to find this border radius here, which means there's like this value here and here, which is both the radius so you want to say that if position dot x, drawing this with the mouse is a mistake. If position dot x is less than so okay, I'm gonna not draw this, write this out. We will keep this open somewhere. It's visible here. So if position dot x is less than x bounds dot x plus the radius, then we need to check that then we need to check the y. We need to check the there's an r value there. We need to check that the position, we have this length in x here, that is r minus x. So we need to if this is the case, then we need to say that minus x is the x value, length back to x value this is going to be just the position y for this corner. Whoa, what happened there? What? How did I like rotate this whole canvas? I have no idea what I just did. Okay, anyways. Actually this value up here is just gonna be the, actually that's wrong. But for that corner it's gonna be this. if the length of this guy less than radius. So we've got like a few things here. So if this is the case, I just don't want to type it like this. I want it to be like the actual just test here. This would just be position.x minus we'll start with this and see what we get. Complete nonsense garbage, probably because I made a typo in the shader. Let's check by doing this. Apparently I didn't make a typo in the shader. Just my conditions garbage. That's okay. Can fix that. So we need to check actually the subregion. So the rectangle region is equal to position dot position the position dot x is greater than x bounds dot x and position dot y is less than we need to know like the size, right? So u size dot y let's start with this. Let's start with the subrect because this will be easier to read. So we're gonna start with this. So we got first we need to check this. And position dot x less than x bounds dot y and position dot y and position dot y greater than u radius. Okay, this looks reasonable, so we're gonna return this for now. I don't know what I'm pressing in that program. Presumably those are slightly shrunken regions. Though it's gonna be hard to tell without just let's just increase this border radius like by like a lot. It's like 50 for now. It should be like very clear. Yeah, so we've now like truncated it, so we have that region correct. I don't know what the appropriate thing is for that, but that's fine. So that's the first part. That's the rect. Then the next part is these upper parts of the rectangle. There's like something like that, like these cap points. So the bottom cap is position dot y is less than u radius. And the focus and the position dot so this is where like it would make more sense to even maybe start looking into like a Carnot map kind of deal, but because this is like some giant Boolean mess of a statement that could probably be simplified. But for now we'll just leave it as is. Position dot so we need to construct this cap here. So we're like if we're somewhere in here, so what we need is this point, and then we can subtract that from the position. So what we're going to do is do position dot so actually we need all of these, we need those corners anyways, right, to calculate. We don't need those corners yet. That's okay. We'll just do it this way. So P1, let's call this upper right one P1. Actually, let's do this. Upper left, ULP. That's going to be position minus back to sorry, this is going to be x bounds dot x minus the radius plus the radius and u size dot y. Now what's going on here? Back to minus the radius so then we're going to take the position minus that point is going to give us a vector from starting at that point going to position. Then we want to take the length of this. And then so if that point is less than the, not this is not how I spell that. That's going to be one of those. So we're going to do this and see where this gets us. It should be an or here for one. That's not quite right just yet, but it's getting there. Yeah, so that's well, that's like part of it. So yeah, that's part of it. We need that part, and then we need this other. Oh, except that's like not where this slider can go. That's weird. I mean to make sure that this size is always bounded. Actually, that should allow that, to be honest. That's weird. It's a little weird. That's not allowed to go above that one. That's one cap though. So let's just make sure that this cap is still properly bounded by the size. It should just be, so unless this like position thing is wrong, and it should be the other way. Oops, whatever I just did there. Yeah, that doesn't fix the problem. That's the same because of the length's the same either way. Let me just think about that. Before we do that, we're gonna take these. I need these points anyways, so we're going to keep these as separate points. Oops. And rounded region. Don't ask me about that. We're gonna have that. We're gonna do upper left point minus position. We're gonna do upper right point. That's gonna be bounds that y minus the radius and this thing again. We're gonna do bottom right point and bottom left point. So bottom left point is gonna be they're both gonna be no, sorry, that's gonna be the same thing. This should be still the same x plus the radius. But then this is just going to be the radius for both of these. Let's just do this test. Oops, so this is going to be part of it, and then there's going to be some more still afterwards. Clearly that's not quite what I wanted. Right, yeah, duh. That's not not a valid shader. Oops. So yeah, those are the four corners, which is what I was hoping for. Need to figure out why we can't go down all the way, but then we can just use these points to construct a little rectangle test. Upper rectangle and bottom rectangle, and these are going to be position.x is greater than upper left rect dot upper left point dot x, and position.x greater than, sorry, it's greater than upper left point dot x, and it's less than upper right point dot x. And we've already checked the I mean, I don't think this part's necessarily, but let's just make sure that's doing what it's supposed to. So there's the rounded caps. Yeah, so this should be able to go up all the way to the oh, it's not even, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I only need those 2 points, right? Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I don't need this bottom part. Okay, so that is giving us the rounded rectangles I wanted. Now I need to draw like a border. The border needs to be like this inner edge, but there's still parts of this where this should be. I have to look at the. I'm gonna have to look at RenderDoc to see what's going on there actually in a second. But for the border, we can do the border quickly. Let me think how I can just test this one out. I should also see if I can do like a. I don't know if there's a way of getting like a uniform buffer. Not sure if Raylib has that, and I don't really want to call OpenGL stuff specifically just yet. I think it's like pretty similar actually, the roundness. So that's okay. It's just I need to figure out why these can't go right to the edge like this other one can. Let's do this. So we're gonna have a border thickness. And then what we're gonna say is in here. So we know we're in the rounded region. Then we're gonna say thing is we want to have like two rounded regions basically. We want to have one. Probably we should actually pass in the radius here. Yeah. Let me think here. So the radius. So for this border thickness, I want the border thickness to just be drawn inside this rect that's already here. But it needs to also account for this radius. So basically, I think it's just like an increase of that radius value for the border thickness. So we're going to take a float radius. It is U radius everywhere in here. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Then when we're doing this test, we're gonna test the full thing, and then we're gonna do a second test. So this is getting like a little expensive. That's, well, we'll see if it's fine or not, I guess. Now I'm just gonna make this what is this border width? It's 3 right now, so we're just gonna make it default to 3 so I can test this without writing the C code properly. Yeah, this is where it's like gonna start looking like it's not the greatest thing to be doing here, but we'll see. This is in that one. The full one, it would be black. Otherwise, it would be let me think here. This one's going to come from shrinking the region by the border thickness. In both directions, and in the Y direction. So really, I should redo this thing a little bit. It should be so x bounds dot x is going to get changed to min xy dot x. Then x bounds dot y is going to get changed to max xy dot x. And then u size dot y is going to get changed to max xy dot y. And then min is just going to get passed in as a 0. It's like going the whole way. This would be yeah, so if we just go the whole way here, it'd be min xy dot y plus this. Oops, and there's another one here. This is getting to be some complicated code, but that's okay. We will test it out in a second here. So it made more sense to just pass in the min-max values themselves. That might make more sense, because then you don't have to do all this extra work. Like these vec4s. And then we're gonna do this. And that is fine, relatively speaking. So here, then we're gonna do and then it shouldn't have been this, it should have been border thickness. That's not quite right, but we'll see how that comes out. I have to fix the CPU code anyways now, so that's so much for that. It's okay. So if we're in this, then we do this one. Else, we're gonna just draw it as black for now. Let's get rid of these other two, just for now. Just for testing purposes. Then we're gonna do, in this color picker, we're gonna do picker mode. We're not going to touch the border thickness just yet, but we're going to do these regions properly. Let's go past them. So 0 this. 0 0. I think this is correct, but I could be completely wrong. The regions is going to be a vec4, and there's going to be 3 vec4 regions. That could be like 4, but that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that looks correct. Close this. So that's actually looking okay. It's just it got like offset a little bit. Yeah, otherwise that's looking like what it should look like, basically. So we need to fix that. Looks fine. Oops. So let me see here. So how would that have happened? Probably here where we did this. This is supposed to be the minimum x and y. We're going to increase it by the border thickness. That should be right, I think. This was not supposed to stay in there. That's part of the problem. Not the only problem, though. Yeah, why is this whole thing just like offset now? What happened there? Let's get rid of this part. Just see what we're getting. So wait a minute, that's like all correct, except it's still just like offset. It's offset down for some reason. How did that happen? So that would be position just got, so position is fine. So yeah, it's fine. Let me see here. So one of these is not quite right. It's gonna be like this, I feel like this is, I feel like the whole thing is just offset though. So this rectangle, position y greater than the radius. I mean, this should be min xy dot y plus the radius, but that's not the problem. So that's the maximum y position minus the radius. This rectangle part looks fine. Let's comment this and make these all false for now. It's still just like all offset. What happened there? So min x, min y. Right, this is not 0. This should be yeah. It should just be the position in y. I don't know why I had that as 0. This whole thing needs to be correct. So still goes like beyond for some reason down there. So there's some like weird off error going on there. This bottom one specifically. See, this isn't even like red enough. It should be more red. This top position. See, that might be like a part of that part of that is possibly like the assigning the color part though. That's wrong. Yeah, so this should be the position y minus. Um, regions y dot w minus this. It's very hard to read. Well, it's on a vec2 anyways. That's a float scale. Okay, that looks more better. Now I just need to figure out what I did wrong up here, which is so this minimum y point is not quite correct. So this should be that's correct. This is also correct. I think it's false for a second. It's just the rectangle part that's weird. um, yeah, that should be something like that would be more betterer. Okay, so that's correct now. Yeah, that's looking better. So then we can go back in here and add this black border for now. That's looking pretty good to start with. Possibly this radius should be just higher, but they can even go up to like 16. Let's try that. I think this is like probably needs to be scaled a little bit, but I mean, sorry, that's fine. That part's fine. It's like this border thickness. Even let's try like 12 maybe. See, this is like more precise than whatever the heck Raylib's doing, so that's why it like looks different than the other sliders. We're gonna put everything through this path eventually, but I'm gonna need to stop here. Do that. Border thick, we're gonna change. Just change this default value here to like a little bit smaller. It looks pretty good so far. Maybe it'll still be 3 actually, and then I'm gonna like feather it, but so is there like an error going on here? I don't think so. No, it looks right to me. Um yeah, like this radius kind of needs to be, so I should look at what like this percentage is because it keeps the same roundness then if you scale. Let's re-add those other. Let's re-add those other ones back in, and then we will call it for now, I think. So these ones just need some adjustment. Um, do me the same thing. Yeah, so this part will be the same. Then this part, I think it's just exactly the same thing except for these colors we just choose here. So that part looks good. Just comment out this part for a second. Oops, not quite. Oh yeah, my bad. This meant to be regions 1. This is 1 again. Okay, so there's that one. That's a little bit better. And then we'll do the final thing. I'm gonna change this up a little bit here. We're gonna just make this take a vec4. Dot xy, and then it's gonna just clean up this code a little bit so there's not so much. Makes this a little bit easier to read. Oh, except for this part where it's, yeah. Well, that's fine. Yeah, it's still like a lot more readable than the other options, so okay, that looks better. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. Go to that. So if we're inside this region, then we're gonna say whole same thing again, except we need to do this to, oops, there's a space there. We need to do this to the second region. Shift is the same for all of these. So actually I'm gonna yank that out of here. Go to this shift variable. So we're gonna do same thing here. Except to scale here is again not correct. We need to do the same exact thing we were just doing up here. So it's going to be this one, position minus regions2.xy. And this is going to be let me see here. Regions 2 dot y w minus u regions 2 dot xz. Yeah. Okay, that looks correct, I think. So we're going to try that. Not quite. And we like compressed. We're like way compressed. So, this rectangle should also be like the same, made the same height as these other ones, but I can do that in a second here. Right, so sorry, this should have been minus, so we need to subtract the, we need to, so they're like weird banding in there? No, I don't know. It's a little weird what's going on there, but anyways, so we need to before I was taking the minimum position, and this scale should be so sorry, we're trying to calculate the width and height of this thing, so we need to do yeah, so that part looks fine. It's maybe this part that's not right. Wait, whoa. What's going on here? So here, so this position, yeah, these need to be between 0 and 1. So we need to take our position, which is now known to be in this region, and we need to subtract the minimum x value and the minimum y value. And then we need to scale this by the, these are supposed to be maximum values. So we take the maximum value, which is ZW, and we subtract the minimum value from that. There we go. Cool. So let's just fix this height here quickly. Let's do this first so I can actually see it happen. Then we're going to call it for tonight. probably a lot of code that can just be simplified that I haven't done yet. What? Okay. Yeah. So we have scaled. Yeah, we did this scale rect center. We should have done that for this one too. We're going to do v2 dot x equals 1 dot y equals 0.95. So that is looking fancy. Besides the fact that this can kind of go outside of this region, which is not really what we want. I wonder if there's like still a little bit of a calculation error going on there. The only problem is, yeah, to do this properly. Well, I don't know. I think it's probably... Oh yeah, we should add the border thickness. Is it called? We're gonna add that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do border thickness ID. We're gonna do and border thick. Same thing. And up here, when we initialize the shader, we'll have to make sure to grab that one as well. Do it this way. Border thick ID. Get rid of that. Default value. Oops. Okay, so that should be good for that. We need to fix that. $967. So we're gonna do, I need to fix this off stream. That's like a good thing for me to remember to do. Otherwise, there we go. So that is pretty much where we were at the start of the stream, except now, summarize, instead of calling the shader 3 different times and doing a bunch of extra OpenGL calls because Raylib likes to insert way too many everywhere, we now draw these 3 rectangles all in one shader call, including the proper border radiuses and stuff like that. Probably I'm going to adjust it a little bit so that when you scale, these scale appropriately, but for now, this is looking pretty good. So, tomorrow, what I'd like to do is convert this whole shader to be called, or sorry, this isn't even done in a shader. Convert this whole code path to be done by the same shader that does this code path. And then that way, there's going to be quite a bit less code. Also, that looks like a bug. It's definitely a bug. Actually, I don't even think that was there before. That's interesting. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Because I'm just setting the color mode here. To really hear in this particular function, that's not a float, it's just an int. It should always be HSV. And technically the mode here doesn't actually matter. So we'll do that. I'll just fix that problem. Go here, switch this. This still works, and you should still be able to set color. When you go, set it to like orangey color. If you go here, it should still switch to the orange. So yeah, that is all for me tonight. Have a look. Let's have a look and see who we can visit, if anyone. I don't really see anyone interesting right now, so I'm gonna call it there. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.